islamistischen Staat zur Folge hat, sondern auch die entsprechenden säkularen Elemente und globalistischen Anspruch. Das heißt, hier eine vernünftige Mischung all dieser Dinge ist möglich, dass ein freiheitlicher Staat leben kann. Und ich wäre Ihnen sehr dankbar, dass, wenn Sie uns hier Hilfestellung geben können, es zu verstehen und uns auch sagen würden, wo wir vielleicht etwas tun können, wenn man es gewünscht hat. Wir sind auch der Auffassung, dass wir die große Mehrheit der ägyptischen Bevölkerung bei den Auseinandersetzungen vergessen. Und ich muss sagen, wenn ich, was war das, 25 Millionen Unterschriften gesammelt worden sind, beim Volk von 80 Millionen, das ist ungefähr dieselbe Bevölkerungszahl wie in Deutschland. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir für eine solche Aktion 25 Millionen in Deutschland bestattet bekommen. Ich fand das eine außerordentlich großartige Leistung, dass Bürger sich bitten, miteinander kommunizieren, gemeinsam ihre politische Auffassung zum Ausdruck bringen, ob sie denn passen können. Ich glaube, dass dies zeigt, dass eine große Mehrheit der ägyptischen Bevölkerung friedlicher und freiheitlicher Staat und einen Gesichtspunkt der Rechtsstaatlichkeit haben möchte. Jedenfalls ist das die Botschaft, die wir so verstehen. Und wir sind auch bewusst, dass bei diesem Prozess gewünscht ist, ich sagte es bereits, geholfen werden kann. Aber ich bin mir auch bewusst, dass wir bei dem inneren Entwicklungsprozess, was wirtschaftliche und soziale Fragen angeht, mir Ägypten anschaue, mit dieser Bevölkerungszahl und den ungeheuer vielen jungen, fähigen, willigen, arbeitswilligen jungen Menschen, dann ist es klar, dass diesen jungen Menschen eine Perspektive geboten sein muss. Deswegen sollten wir jetzt und auch später noch miteinander reden, in welcher Weise da eine Unterstützung stattfinden kann, dass es hier einen vernünftigen ökonomischen Prozess gibt, der Bildung und Ausbildung mit einbezieht und auch ein Stückchen soziale Gerechtigkeit mit einbezieht, auf die Art und Weise auch vom wirtschaftlichen und sozialen her eine Basis für demokratische Entwicklung zu erreichen. Ich glaube, dieser Zusammenhang ist wichtiger denn je, gerade wenn man sich die Demografie Ägyptens anschaut, die ja so jung ist. Das ist ja der große Vorteil in Ägypten. So Europa hat, wir sind eine alternde Bevölkerung. Ägypten ist eine junge Gesellschaft. Diese junge Gesellschaft bringt Probleme mit sich, das zu bewältigen, aber sie bietet auch große Chancen, das richtig macht. Deswegen freue ich mich, dass wir heute dieses Gespräch führen können und bitte meinen Freund Mario David die Leitung zu übernehmen. Ich freue mich insbesondere natürlich auch über unsere Gäste, die heute hierher gekommen sind, und ich möchte Ihnen herzlich danken, dass Sie den Weg heute hergefunden haben, um mit uns zu sprechen und zu diskutieren. Herzlichen Dank.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you for accepting to have this common meeting of the Foreign Affairs Committee with our Mashreq delegation. I want to thank also Anwar al-Sadat for organizing this, for taking this initiative, organizing this delegation, and we'll go immediately for it in terms of protocol. We have first to adopt the agenda. I think that no one has any ideas about it, so we will devote this meeting of the Mashreq delegation to the situation in Egypt. And without losing any other time, it's my pleasure to give the floor to Mohammed al-Sadat, Chairman of the Reform and Development Party, former Chairman of the Human Rights Committee in the People's Assembly. Mohammed, the floor is yours. Thank you for coming. Let's say you have about 7 minutes.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Elmar and Mr. David, the Foreign Relations Committee, and the Mashreq Group. Well, I mean, we are really happy that you have given us this chance to be here together with my colleagues, the leaders of political parties and parliamentarians who represent the big diverse of all parties in Egypt. We have here Mr. Tosun, who was the former chairman of the Committee of Constitutional and Legislative Committee in the Shura Council. We have Mr. Ashraf Saadet also representing Enor Salafi Party, and he was the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament. Mrs. Fudaya, she represents Sinai, and she was a member of the People's Assembly and the Shura Council. Then we have Mr. Dawood, who represents Al-Wafd Party as a liberal party, and he was also Deputy Speaker of the Egyptian Parliament. So, I mean, of course, and here next to me, Ambassador Mahmoud Karim. Well, he's a diplomat, but he's also a member of the National Council for Human Rights, among other things. Quite active ambassador, actually. So, actually, we know that you are concerned, as we are also in Egypt are concerned. And we know that there have been a lot of, I would say, actions taken by the Europeans, by Mrs. Ashton, Mr. Bernardino Leon, who have been very much involved lately. And they have been trying to mediate. But the thing which I would like you to know, that we all know that President Morsi was illegitimate and he was elected in a free and fair elections. No one denied this fact. It's a fact, and we all agree that this is the truth. But the thing is that during 1 year, actually, we all felt as Egyptians, or let's say majority of Egyptians felt that we made a mistake. The man was a big failure. The man was not a president for all Egyptians. He was only concerned about his party and his group. This is a fact. And we all get scared about the identity of the country as a civic state, as a modern state. So there has to be a correction, and this is what happened. I just want to tell you that the big loss the Muslim Brotherhood have actually got, that they have lost the support, the respect, the sympathy of the majority of Egyptians. And this is actually the key issue of the whole thing. I believe that we still need to have a sort of a dialogue. We believe that there has to be reconciliations. I believe that the roadmap, which we are now in process, I think Muslim Brotherhood should be part of it. And their party should keep alive, and they should practice their rights. I also believe, same as my other colleagues, that we should, unless there is any judiciary or court decisions, no one should be detained or no one should be arrested. We all believe that this is their right. But again, we expect help from our European friends, those whom we know that they have been historically and traditional partners to us. We are in Egypt a bit sensitive when we always hear, and this is Egyptian people, threats as regard to having sanctions or maybe cutting assistance and aids. It makes people feel a little bit that no one understands the reality or what we have been facing through 1 year, whereby we all felt, as I said, that the man never listened. He had had a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances, and the European actually, through their Mrs. Ashton and through Mr. Bernardino Leoni, was very much involved, and they know this. They never listened. They never tried. They were only listening to their own group and their own people. And this is what happened. No one is happy with all these losses of life which happened, whether from the police, army, or from ordinary Egyptians or members even of Muslim Brotherhood. That doesn't make anyone happy. Of course, we all hate to see this. We want to stop this. We want to make sure that this will not happen. And this will only happen if we can have consensus on what can be done during this roadmap, which now we are, or it's in process. We have a constitution, which is maybe 2 months from now we will have a referendum. whereby we will have parliamentary elections after that, and then the presidential election maybe around May. But the parliamentary election is supposed to take place in January. So we would love, of course, that they are part of this process. No one would like to see them excluded from any of this. But they have to help us so we could help them too. Because today, if you speak in any of these conferences or talk show and TV and you speak about reconciliations, Egyptians will go after you. You are really find a very difficult time. People, they don't feel anymore that these people should be part of any future politics in Egypt. It's just because of what the impression everyone have got. We believe that they are representing a big part of the society and they have the right, as long as they abide by the book, as long as they refrain from violence, they respect rule of the games, of course they should be part of it. So I think being here in Brussels, our message is, yes, we know that we have to have reforms, we have to have elected institutions as fast as possible. We all believe on this, but in the meantime also we expect that you understand the reality, what have been happening. We know, of course, that people a bit sensitive when it comes to military intervention, but I can tell you, it was the people who have been calling the army to step in, to avoid any kind of severe confrontation or civil war. It was the people who have been pushing, same as it happened with Mubarak in January 2011. So the army is not strengthening their position, they are not trying to protect their own economic or financial empire. This is not true. We, as I said, we have two Deputy Speaker of the Parliament. We have already registrations in the last Parliament before it was dissolved, whereby all the army, the civil activities, all his companies, hospital, it's all monitored now by the Parliament, all of it, and it's all also auditing through our central auditing office, which is controlling all of this, except only for the arms, which is discussed within the Committee of Defense and National Security. Otherwise, all their activities now is under observations, monitored, and they have no, as it used to be in the old days, any hidden budget here or there. So it's not actually the army, as most of the people believe, that they are trying to gain back power. No, the army, when President Morsi was elected, they handed over power to him peacefully, and there was no problem at that time. So, but of course we understand that you care about principles and certain values. We all care about this, and we understand. But, and there is a lot of violations happening from both sides. And we can talk about this maybe in details. My colleagues will talk about it. So what we are asking is, we would like you, as Friends of Egypt, to keep supporting our programs, our plan, because the real challenge Egypt have, actually, it is an economic challenge. It is financial challenge. People need help. So this is what we expect from our friends, that they should keep trying. We also expect that they will keep supporting the civil society, and especially that now we need to implement a lot of programs when it comes to rule of law, to accountability, corruption. All this, I think we need help. Our youth, youngsters also need civic and political educations. And this is where we can gain experience and support from our European partners. So I think I will stop here, again to say thank you that you give us this chance to be here together with you, so maybe my friends can also add and say something. Thank you very much.